A lot seems to be changing nowadays. The clocks just did flowers, and many places are too. One thing that isn't changing, the year 2023 just started. But when it comes to politics, it's starting to feel a lot like 2024.
Real wages are collapsing.
Former President Donald Trump is campaigning in Iowa Monday.
I'm thrilled to be here.
Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley is crisscrossing the country too. And while he isn't officially in the race, Florida's Republican Governor Ron DeSantis is strategically speaking in states like Iowa and California on his book tour. Meanwhile, President Joe Biden this week will be on the West Coast in part to raise money for his anticipated campaign.
But one thing is for sure, don't expect the 2024 presidential field to be extremely crowded. In fact, it may be one of the smallest presidential fields in 30 years.
In 2020, around 30 Democrats sought the nomination. The field was so big, debates had to be split up. In 2016, 17 Republican candidates battled. The last time there was 10 or fewer candidates was in 1992, a race former President Bill Clinton won. While Democratic activist Marianne Williamson has announced a bid for the presidency, most high-profile Democrats like Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont and Governor Gavin Newsom of California are staying out, clearing the way for an easy renomination for President Biden. On the Republican side, more candidates are expected, but not many more. Former Vice President Mike Pence could run. South Carolina Senator Tim Scott might too, as could former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin, and New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu. But a number of Republicans, like former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan, have already said they aren't running. Experts say one reason for a smaller field: we haven't had a current president and a former president both seeking the job in the same election since Herbert Hoover in 1940. One benefit of a smaller field for you, the voter, is the ability to better scrutinize the candidates. Debates will likely be confined to one stage. Joe St. George, Scripps News, Washington.